Today's event is important for many reasons. First is, of course, that we are adhering to the schedule. There was a schedule put. There's a lot of delay in the negotiations. Finally, the contract was signed about 2 years ago, and we were not sure because there are a lot of legal complications whether the delivery schedule could be adhered on time. So I'm very happy that we have not only adhered to the delivery schedule, but we've done it 10 days in advance. This is the good thing about it, which means that the next 16 aircraft will go on time to India. But more than the 16 aircraft produced here is the whole aerospace ecosystem which will have to move to India. Because next 40 aircraft, and 40 is only the tip of the iceberg because the Indian Air Force needs to replace a large number of its old transport planes, and which the C-295 is the perfect one to replace most of them. So we are looking at further orders in the future. But more important is the creation of the aerospace ecosystem. In the past, we have bought a lot of aircraft, we bought a lot of defense equipment, but we have never created an aerospace ecosystem in India. This will create the aerospace ecosystem in India, which will be in the private sector as well as in the public sector. But more than the private sector, it can also translate into production of civilian aircraft, into production of other ATRs. So this has a much wider ramification than just a military aircraft that is going.
Sir, we just heard the Airbus defense chief talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India.
This is probably one of the best Make in India programs we have implemented ever. Out of this 56 aircraft, you see a plane has about 14,000 plus parts. Out of it, 13,600 parts will be made in India, which tells you how much of it will be made in India. Earlier, it used to be only an assembly job. Now the production will have to be made in India, which basically means that the large part of the supply chain, which goes into the production of an aircraft, will have to move to India, because if 13,600 parts will have to be made in India, this supply chain has to move to India. Supply chain is not only in Spain, it's all over Europe, in US, all over the place, because the supply chain, global supply chain of Airbus is a massive supply chain. And all this will have to move to India, and that in itself is the beauty of this project. So it is not only good for India-Spain relations, it is good for the future relations of India.